Good morning, children. Let us discuss the three homework questions lab programs that I have given. In that, first one is to find whether a year is a leap year or not. So, first, the user has to enter a year. Year should be a 4-digit number, and to check whether the entered number is a leap year or not. So, in a leap year, we can identify a leap year, an year as a leap year if it is divisible by 4. Suppose if an year is a century like 2000 or 1900, 1800, these are centuries. 1900, 1700, 1600 or 1800, 2000, all are centuries. So, in case of centuries, we cannot check by dividing it by 4. We cannot find out whether it is a leap year or not by dividing it by 4. But in case of it, if it is a century, we have to divide it by 400. If by dividing a year, a century by 400, if there is any remainder, then it is not a leap year. If there is no remainder, then it is a leap year. If it is not a century like 2004, 2001, 2020, these are not centuries. So, if an year is not a century, then we can divide the year by 4. If there is any remainder, then it is a normal year, or if no remainder is there, then it is a leap year. So let us see how we can find out whether it is a normal year or a leap year. So here we have a variable called year is equal to int input enter a 4-digit year. It is given, we are giving it like enter 4-digit year because suppose if a user writes it as for 2000 or for 2020, we write only 20. So it will create error in the program. So we are asking the user to enter a 4-digit year. So we are giving that inside the input function. So int input enter 4-digit year. So when the user enters a 4-digit number, then it will check whether it is a century or not, because if it is a century, we can calculate whether it is a leap year or not by dividing it by 400. If it is not a century, then we can divide it by 4 only. So first we have to check whether the entered year is a century or not. For that, we have to check if year mod 100 equal to 0. That is, year, whatever year we have entered divided by 100 gives the remainder 0. If 1900 divided by 100 will give remainder as 0. 1800 divided by 100 will give the remainder 0. But 1902 will give the remainder as 2. So if it is a century, it will give the remainder 0. So to check whether the entered year is a century, we are writing the code as if year mod 100, that is year divided by 100 is equal to 0. That is, the year is a century. If year is a century, then it will check one more condition, whether year mod 400, that is year divided by 400 equal to 0. That is the remainder obtained when dividing the year by 400 is 0. If year divided by 400, I told, where if it is a century, then by dividing by 400, if we are obtaining a remainder, then it is not a leap year. If we do not obtain a remainder, then it is a leap year. So we are again finding the remainder. This percentage is used to find the remainder. So year mod 400, that is the value divided by 400. If the remainder is equal to 0, then we have to print leap year. So again, if year mod 100, that is, if it is not, then it will directly go and execute the elif statement. If statement is false, if the condition in the if statement is false, that is year mod 100 equal to 0 is false, then it will go directly to the elif statement, that is elif year mod 4 equal to 0. Year mod 4, that is any year divided by 4 will give remainder 0, then it is a leap year. Else it is not a leap year, it is an ordinary year. So this is how, if we give only year mod 4 equal to 0, but there are certain exceptions in leap year, that is 1900, 1800, and these all are divisible by 4 and gives a remainder 0, but they are not leap years. They are not leap years. So only we are dividing it by 400 to get the accurate result. So in a leap year, if it is a century, if it is divisible by 400 and no remainder is there, then we can say it is a leap year. Or if it is not a century, then by dividing it by 4 and no remainder is obtained, then it is a leap year. So these are the two conditions for an year to be a leap year. So the next program is, write a program that reads two numbers and an arithmetic operator and displays the result. So in the program it is asked to read two numbers. So in the input function we have to read two numbers and an operator also. So operator is to be considered as a string. So to read two numbers, we need two variables. So here we have considered a variable a and b. A to read a number and b to read the second number. So we can write the code as a is equal to float input, enter the first number. Then here it is considered float because we can enter any number, decimal values also can be considered. And next one, b is equal to float input, enter second number. So a and b will now have two numbers. Now user has to input the operator. So here op is another variable. Op is equal to input, enter the operator. Here float, int are not used because the input function directly takes the input in the form of a string. So the operator here we are considering just as a string to display what operation is to be performed. So user can either enter plus, minus, star, division, modulus or power. So all these 6 operators can be entered by the user. User has to enter this operator. Then the computer will check whether the entered operator is plus. Since it is a string, it is enclosed in single quotes. So it will check if op contains the string which is entered by the user. It will check whether the operator entered is plus, operator op equal to plus. If it is true, then it will print a plus b. That is, it will add the values in both the variables a and b. It will print a plus b. If the user entered some other, if it is user has not entered plus, then it will go to the next condition, elif. Here elif op equal to minus. If the user has entered this symbol, then true. If the user has entered this symbol, then it will print a minus b. If the user has not entered minus symbol, then it will check the next statement, that is elif op equal to star. If the user has entered star symbol, then it will print a star b, a into b, multiply a into b and print the result. Now if the user has entered, didn't enter star, then it will go to the next elif statement, elif op equal to division slash. So if the user has entered slash, then it will print the statement inside this, print a by b. It will compute, divide a by b and find the result. Now if the user has not entered slash, then it will check, go to the next elif statement, op equal to modulus, that is remainder. If it is the operator entered, then it will print a mod b, that is divide a by b and find out the remainder. Then if it is also not true, that is user has not entered modulus, then it will go to the next elif statement, elif op equal to star, that is power, a raised to b. Then it will print a star b, that is a raised to b, value in variable a raised to the power b. Now suppose the user has misunderstood something and entered some other symbols, then you have to print else print invalid option, else print invalid option. Next program was, write a program to accept a character from the user and display whether it is a vowel or a consonant. So you have to, user has to enter a character from A, B, C, D to Z, and you have to check whether the entered character is a vowel or a consonant. So we have a limited number of vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U. 5 characters are there which are vowels. So either capital A or small letter A can be a vowel, or a capital E, capital A, E, I, O, U, or small letter A, E, I, O, U can be considered as a vowel, are vowels. So all the other characters are consonants. So we can first write ch is equal to input enter a character. So character is a string, so we no need of writing it in by using int or float. Just the input function returns the value in the form of string. So ch is equal to input enter a character. So we have to check whether the entered character is small letter A or capital letter A. So if ch is the variable containing the character entered by the user. So if ch equal to small letter A or equal to capital A, then print ch is a vowel. Ch means the character you have entered will be displayed, comma is a vowel. Or else if the character entered is not A, then it will check whether the character entered is small letter E or capital letter E. If it is true, then it will print is a vowel. If it is false, then it will go to the next elif statement and check whether the character entered ch equal to I or ch equal to capital I. If it is true, then it will print it is a vowel. Elif. If it is false, then it will go to the next elif statement. Elif ch equal to O or ch equal to capital O. Then it will print, if it is true, then if the character entered is small letter O or capital letter O, then it will print it is a vowel. Elif, otherwise it will go to the next elif statement. Elif ch equal to U or ch equal to capital U. Then it will print, if it is true, it will print it is a vowel, or it will print the character entered is a consonant. It is a consonant. So here it will check the character entered is either capital letter A, E, I, O, U or small letter A, E, I, O, U. If the character entered is not any of these, then the entered character is a consonant. Okay, thank you children.